of this kind of training for retreat, that is through retrenchment, is to trigger local economic empowerment in the surrounding communities of the mining operations, so that you are not left with what we call ghost towns, which is the inherent phenomena where there are mining companies. Minerals are mined out, the surrounding community is underdeveloped. It has developed other communities elsewhere beyond the seas. So the collective bargaining process that is legislated and instituted is able to facilitate this kind of engagement for the present and the future, and all in Santo involved in the process of developing such a strategy. And that will be your Labor Relations Act as a framework or institution of intervention that facilitates all this. Secondly, I think it is also important to emphasize the issue of health and safety. Maybe in South African context, the mines these are deep level mines. So health and safety becomes so paramount because fatalities and injuries are a constant phenomenon. So, but I would imagine underground mining everywhere has these risks. So it is important for instance, to ensure that employers, because in the South African situation, which is an experience so far, is that all good legislation is in place, there are inspectors to enforce compliance. But this thing is continuing of injuries and fatalities, and a lot of money is invested elsewhere, not on improving health and safety standards. Now, the shift is that maybe it's time the chief executives or the chief executive officers are also held liable for operational fatalities, and they must be held criminally liable if these are a consequence of negligence. This is the current debate right now, and we are waiting the final outcome because suggestions have been submitted already. But obviously, employers are not happy about this proposal. Government seemingly favors the middle road. Rather than holding CEOs criminally liable, maybe they should be fined a hefty fine. That is seemingly the government view. But whatever the outcome, it has started to make the health and safety to be part of the KPAs of the CEOs, key performance areas. Currently, it is not, health and safety is not part or an element of the key performance areas. That is why a chief executive in one company that I will not mention his name, when there have been 200 fatalities in 2011, he was the best paid CEO in the top 20 in the South African context, 34 million, when there are serious fatalities. So there's serious gross disproportionality. So if health and safety became part of the key performance areas, obviously it will mitigate against or militate against a CEO getting this kind of money. Okay. The basic conditions of Employment Act are very important. The issue of reproductive rights. Women need to undertake maternity leave, paid maternity leave, and the people must be able to take sick leave and family responsibility leaves. These are important for regeneration. But most importantly, access to medical aid. Given that mining it's a risky business, medical aid is very, very important. Sorry. I think it is important to create a labor network. I think from this level, not necessarily labor network, I think a constituency network from this level, I think probably that is the spirit that informs this gathering. So that these issues are taken are part of the process of seeking to making a workable plan of action. And I think because we have diverse experiences from in this process, it can be facilitated that there is some kind of exchange programs amongst constituencies that are vulnerable. It could be communities or labor, but some well-coordinated exchange programs for knowledge exchange and knowledge institutionalization that would empower the interventions of this forum. But I think also there must be commonality of basic minimum standards, either across the region or across the continent. If we think maternity leave is important for the entire region, so be it. If we think the right and freedom of association is paramount for the entire region, I think so be it. But a set of minimum standards across the region. And I think I would emphasize that the economic empowerment of workers, which I think is much more broader than economic empowerment of well-connected individuals, needs to be emphasized as part of my recommendations. We may need a tripartite forum from this level, a tripartite forum that is able to create a formal interface between labor, government, and business. Where at this level we are able to raise some of the operational experiences which we think can be a proper intervention or can be made at a higher level to resolve some of the pending thorny issues.